more productive pasture land, and less inputs. Find more tips on grazing management for wildlife at livingthecountrylife.com. I'll see you in the country.
Living the Country Life. Ideas and inspiration for your place in the country. You can find more information on today's topic, share your tips, and post photos by visiting us online at livingthecountrylife.com.
Today's Daily Encouragement by William the Encourager, sponsored by Ted Russell Nissan, home of the lifetime warranty on Kingston Pike.
Hello, my brothers and sisters. It's William the Encourager, and it is Thursday. So come on, let's exalt his name together. Father, we come before you one more day, Father, just thanking you and praising you, Lord, giving you glory, honor, and praise, Lord, that's due a king, because you are our king, and we magnify you. We exalt you, O Lord God, and we bow at your throne, dear Lord, asking you to forgive us for our sins, Lord, and to shape and mold us into the servants that you've called us to be. And we'll be so careful to give you all the glory, the honor, and the praise. It is in Jesus' name that we pray. Amen and amen. Yes, my brothers and sisters, remember that poem, The Potter's Hands, is preparing us for heaven. And if this world has marred you and scarred you and discouraged you and made you think that you are junk, then come on, let's go down to the potter's house. A once purposeless mode of existence held the clay in, because the hands that once shaped it was the hands of sin. But as the potter began to reshape it and mold, something fearfully and wonderful began to unfold. What a mighty God we serve, brothers and sisters. He is here and he is ready. He is ready. Let me give you some supporting scriptures that kind of bring this whole week all the way forward so that you may see it. Philippians 1:6 says, "He who began a good work in you will complete it, even if the world tries to make you think that you're nothing but a piece of junk." Remember, God doesn't make junk. God doesn't discard us and throw us away. He sends us down to the potter's house so that he can make us, remake us, and remold us into what we are supposed to be. 2 Corinthians 4:16 says, "Though our outward man is perishing, the inward man is being renewed day by day." Oh, praise God, praise God, praise God. So this world may think it has you, but remember, the king always has one more move. The king always has another move, and he will take you and put you on that wheel, and he will cause you to be changed into something even better than you were. So remember that, my brothers and sisters. God is on the throne, and he is sitting at the wheel of the potter's house to change you into what it is that you need to be. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 10 says, "We are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works." God got so much good works that he has for you and myself to do. But the enemy tries to block us, distract us, discourage us, and dismay us into thinking that we are useless. But God has made us with a purpose. Listen, here is something that you need to know and understand and keep before you. You must trust God. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 and 6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not upon your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path." Remember, there's a way out of your mess, and it's JESUS.
Where can you buy a brand new Nissan with a lifetime warranty? Kingston Pike. Hey, folks, Gerald Anderson with Ted Russell Nissan. You heard it right. Every new Ted Russell Nissan comes with a lifetime warranty, and that's a long, long time. Ted Russell Nissan on Kingston Pike.
Good morning and welcome to AM 1380 WYSH and Ask Your Neighbor. Ask Your Neighbor can also be heard and seen on our website, WYSHradio.com. And if you are in Anderson, Rome, or Morgan County and have Comcast cable, you can watch Ask Your Neighbor on BBB TV Channel 12. Ask Your Neighbor is the program where you call in and do just that. Ask Your Neighbor. Do you have a comment? Do you have a problem? Or do you have a question? Then call in and ask your neighbor. 865-457-1380 or toll free at 877-711-4005. And for those of you that might be listening or watching on the internet, you can email from our website, WYSHradio.com. Just click on the Contact Us button and email your questions. Now sit back and listen as listeners throughout East Tennessee and the entire world answer your questions on Ask Your Neighbor on BBB TV 12 and AM 1380 WYSH.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome into Ask Your Neighbor Thursday edition. David West, doors and stories of the Kaz Walker Show. Good morning, fellers. How are we this morning? Everybody bright-eyed and bushy-tailed? Well, look at your hat. Look at that. What kind of hat is that there, Brother Mike?
That's one of them derby hats.
He's got the derby. Yeah, well, we got the derby coming up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And they've got a good pitch on the front.
I'll use it for a chauffeur's hat.
Well, it works for that, too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. How's everybody doing this morning?
We're here.
There you go.
It's frog there. Yeah. You know, I was thinking this morning when I got up about so many people they thought they knew Kaz Walker, but very few people knew him really well, like I did, I guess. I probably was fortunate. See, I started following him when I was just a little young boy. My daddy traded there. We used to come over to the white store. And then, of course, he got that store built on Trenton Highway. We started going over there. And, of course, my daddy had known him for years. And we was talking, Daddy was talking about the foot-long hot dog that he had, you know, a big thing at his store, foot-long hot dog. And when I was a kid, I started following all that. And I'd listen to older people talk, especially carpenters and stuff, and they would talk about how many houses he built for people who had burnouts and those stuff. And what he'd do, he'd get on the radio and tell about these people having a burnout and need all the help they could get. And said it, and I was all ears to listen about this when I was this little boy. And he was telling different carpenters would be in the store and talk about how they worked on it. Mm-hmm. And nobody got paid nothing. I mean, and they said, Kaz Walker, that Saturday when they're going to have a house raising, he said he's working just as hard as anybody else. He takes off. Yeah. Comes after Friday or Saturday, whatever it takes to get it built. Mm-hmm. And he said, we built 2-room houses, give them a place to sleep and eat in one day. Mm-hmm. We start one day, but it said they'd throw all them. We had blocks to put in the corners and stuff to sit on. Said, buddy, they'd jump in there and raise them walls and said it'd be like 50 carpenters there. Yeah. One sitting in, but what he'd do, he'd get on the phone and he'd call one of them lumber companies and tell them how many 2x4s he needed. He'd tell another how much wood he needed for flooring, another how many windows and doors. And they said that, he said, now I'm going to advertise for you on TV. If you give us this, if you don't, I'm going to advertise you too. So you get advertising anywhere you go, you know.
It's just whether it's good or not.
He said, nobody didn't turn him down. Come on, get him, Mr. Walker. We got to help too, you know. Yeah. And he'd say, Charlton Lumber Company, Sugar Lumber Company. He'd call them out, you know, give this here and they give that. I remember when he would holler different names out. I don't know if that's the right ones, but yeah, he'd call it out. And one guy, I was sitting there in the store one day and he was telling about about him fixing a burnout and he said that they turned the key on it at dark. And of course they didn't have
way back, I didn't have no electricity, no, I had lamp lights, you know.
Yeah.
And they had to use an outhouse.
If it's burnt out, they're happy to have anything they can get in.
Yeah, anything to live in if it burned out. And he built some three-room houses and some two-room houses.
Yeah.
I knew one family, I didn't personally know them, but I knew about it because he was hearing him talk about it. Down there, this side of Burlington, and this woman had 5 kids, and her old man ran off, and then their house burned down. I mean, it burned up all the clothes and everything they had. And I had an uncle went down and volunteered. He was a carpenter, he worked cement plant. He'd get off at 7 o'clock in the morning from the cement plant, and he can run work till at night, help him build that house. Of course, he got on his, all right, Dempster and Campbell's and all you people should get off that bill post. They need some money here.
Yeah.
We need people to get them some clothes and stuff. And or if they didn't come across, boy, he'd talk about them bad.
Oh, yeah. And I'll tell you one thing about Mr. Walker. Now, this is every time that I ever saw it. Every dime that come in went to the cause.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Every dime. He took in that milk money, that milk fund money, you know. And if he'd have caught anybody taking $1, well, you wouldn't have been working for him, that's for sure. But you have to tell him where you'd wound up. You'd have been on the blacklist, I'll tell you that right now.
You don't want to be on that list.
I mean, he wanted everything just right. You know, he ordered some big pictures and stuff for me. I got Clint Curry to print them for me. And they come to, this is way back there, man. Early 70s when money was still money.
Yeah.
There's several $100s they on up in there. And I think the reason he done it, I wasn't the reason he ordered pictures, but the way he paid was a test. And he had pockets full of checks where he took in soap, Superderm, Ivan, this and that. And of course, he was real shrewd about keeping books. He probably every jar that was put down, you know, he knowed where. And he had a mind like an elephant. There was something like him. And many things that he had on his mind. He never was late a second. He never did cancel. He didn't carry a watch. He didn't carry a knife. He didn't carry a ballpoint pen. He didn't carry a lead pencil. I've told it before about turning his shirt pocket. But that's when that Murray Star was cooking there at Channel 10. We'd go to her cooking boards, her counter and stuff. You say, come here a minute, David, and I'd go over and he'd jerk his pockets and dump a whole bunch of checks on me. Count these up, I'd count them up, might be $250 and $7, $10, $8. And I sat there and counted them up. I said, that's $242, Mr. Walker. Mark that on my bill. He done it every day. He got me paid, and then he had too many, see. And I said, you got too many here, and I'm going to take him back off and put him back, make it come out even here. Okay, and I get him back to him, see. He probably knew every bit of it.
Yeah.
But he checked me inside and out. And I knew he was doing it because I didn't care for him doing it.
Yeah.
Because I was a penny man, too. My daddy already talked that way.
Yeah.
See, if you'll take a penny, you'll take $1 million.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And this preacher friend of mine said, good dog, take a bone, you carry a bone. And he also preached this guy did. He said, if you know you got a knife in your pocket, don't you let nobody make you doubt it. You stick with what, and that helped me out in a business deal one time. I would have backed down if I didn't know I was 100% right. And I'd come up short. But I didn't. I just listened to and watched what older people did through my life, and it was just so much knowledge that I got, way more than I ever got to school, in what I wanted to do. See, I wasn't going to make no missiles or anything like that, but the things I was going to do, I really took an interest in it, and everybody talked about it or had it. I remember when I was a young lad with my daddy, he'd go over and he went house to house and he'd stop this guy. I've told you part of it before, but he had teeth like two big old grains of corn out there, boy. He'd smile He had his real teeth and all it. And he was just cramming money in his pockets, 50 cents, $1, $1.50. And I thought, man, I'd like to be able to do that. And I'd follow him around. He said, I'll get some stuff here in a few minutes, Mr. West. I said, right now I've got to get some of his hay loaded, about a bale or two, or bushel of corn. And I just followed him around. He just crammed it in his pockets. And he was a real straight-up guy. You know, the word waggled his teeth. Back in there, that's why I would walk over the field. He had a little block house back there. He had several barns, and I'd go back there and we'd talk to him, then we'd drive around the barn. We'd need some corn, too, and stuff. Daddy would for cows and stuff. We'd load some in there. And but I'd watch this. I remember one day, and you saw him, Mike saw him probably, maybe, ain't registered, but I was in there, and he had them old-timey scales, you know, they're in the barn there.
Yeah.
Well, it was his scales, the old-timey scales, and he wasn't using them. And I said, he had 2 pair of them. And I said, well, I'd like to have a set of them scales. I said, would you sell me a set of them? He said, well, I would on one condition. I said, what? He said, I loaned a guy $10 on them years ago. And he said, if he was to come back and want them, I'd give me $10. I'd let him have them back. He said, if you'll take them and promise me if he comes back and really wants them, that you'll let me have them back for $10 so I can give them to him. He said, because I didn't tell him I was going to hold them at no length of time, but that's just why I do business. He said, if he come back, say they're my papaws or my daddies and I need them, and so I'd let him have them just like I would you. So I gave him $10, and I've had them for 60 years probably, maybe longer. But they're still sitting there in the barn. I just want them scales, you know.
Yeah.
But this stuff like that I'd get when I was a young kid. But the people, the things that they did, it just fascinated me about how they operated. And it was so, a handshake back then meant everything.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
A handshake meant
as a contract.
It was better than a paper contract.
Yeah.
Because the word was something. And so when we took Mr. Walker, we went different places. He got his book out. We went to Stormer's Hardware. We went up to Mountain, big grocery place up there in like a center, Walmart. And to see people come up and tell stories on him and what he did for people.
Yeah.
I just sat there and couldn't believe it. I mean, they'd come in and say, do you remember me, Mr. Walker? Yep. I remember you. And they'd say, well, I'm going to tell a story of how you helped somebody, or how you helped me, or how you done something for me.
Yeah.
This one guy come in and he owned a motel. I might have told this, I don't know, but he owned a motel, and this woman and man, her son and lady, it was her son and her lady, they took her to Florida. They bought a brand new Ford car, and they took her to Florida to see somebody as relatives, and she had cancer real bad. But she had enough medicine to go down there and come back and be okay at her medicine. Well, when they got back to Tennessee, over at the motel on Clinton Highway, her car tore up, a brand new car. And they coasted in her or something. Went in and told the man what was up, said, we're going to try to get this fixed, and we're going to go over to one of the Ford places and get them to fix it right quick. I said, she just got medicine, lasts about 2 or 3 more days. Said, we was headed home. Said, we're in good shape if this car hadn't stopped. So they said that when she did, they stayed there about 5 days and run out of money. That man that owned the motel was telling me about it. He said they ran out of money, and said, I didn't know what to do. I was going to throw them out. But said they didn't have nothing to eat. Said, I called one of them places that feeds, and said, I got them to bring them food for free, sandwiches and stuff like that to feed them. And said, they're saying it rough. They just ran out of money.
Yeah.
They had just enough to do what they wanted to do, but the car messed them up. And said, I told him, he said, I hadn't been here long. I just bought this motel a few years ago. He said, I know who Cass Walker was. I watched him on TV. He said, I told this fellow, I said, I just don't know what to do. He said, they keep putting us off on them parts. The parts ain't come in to fix this car with. He said, why don't you tell Cass Walker your problem? And he said, I called him up, told him my problem. He said, tell them people, be ready to go in the morning. 8 o'clock. That's what he said. Okay? 8 o'clock. So we did. He went back and told him, he said, be ready to leave at 8 o'clock. So I don't know why he's got up his sleeve. And Buddy, he said what Mr. Walker done. He didn't tell me what he done because he didn't know. He said, I don't know why he done, but the car was ready to go at 8 o'clock next morning. And so I was driving for Mr. Walker, and I told him the story. And he said, I remember that real well. He said they couldn't get started. He said, I just called Ford place up. And I said, now listen, told him the situation, just like you told me. And he said, now what you do, you go out there on one of them new cars, jerk that piece off, put it on these people's cars for an emergency. You can put it back on that new car when it comes in. He said, you got bunches of cars out there. You run out there and jerk that off, take it up there and put it on these people's cars so they can go home with her. And he said, I mean, it better be done by 8 o'clock in the morning. And I said, what did he say about that? He didn't say nothing because he said, I know so much on him. He had to do it. He said, I know a lot of it. Boy, he watched everything.
He knew all there was.
Anything he wanted, if it was his benefit, he watched it. He said, oh, yeah. I said, they had to start at 8 o'clock. But in fact, they had to look before 8. It was ready to roll 8 o'clock. Yeah. And but I asked him, I said, how come I'm just do what you said do? Well, I do what I said do. He said, I reminded him of something. He said, oh, we'll get it, Mr. Walker. We'll have it fixed. We'll be ready to roll by 8 o'clock. Come get your clothes back.
So we didn't want to end up in that TV station, that watchdog.
End up in the watchdog newspaper.
They just had to pull up and move out. That's all they was.
I guess I can tell this on radio, but it's okay because he told it and laughed about it. He wasn't upset with it. But I was doing a big party for Jim Haslam. Mm-hmm. Big Jim, you know. Yeah. He told me, he said, me and him and Foreman was standing there talking, getting some pictures made. People want their pictures made with us. And I've done a show at Cherokee Country Club for him. And Jim Haslam said, I want to tell you a story, David. Well, what it was, we was talking about Cass Walker, and I was telling Foreman about, I like that movie, Blindside. And I said, boy, I loved that movie, and your part was real good. And he said, well, David, I've been watching you every morning for years on Cass Walker show. You do your part good, too. And I said, well, okay. Well, that's when Big Jim walked up, and he said, well, let me give you a Cass Walker story. He said, he had that watchdog. That made me think about it. He said, watchdog. So he had that watchdog out and said he put a story in there that wasn't true about me. Mm-hmm. Said it wasn't true. So I said, I just walked. I said, I'll go straighten this out. So I went, drove straight to his office, walked straight in there and said, I throwed that paper down. I said, read that. Now, that's not true about me. I said, well, what did he do about it? And he said, well, he sat there and he read it, folded the paper back up and handed it to me, and he said, you may need me one of these days. And I said, what'd you do? He said, I left like I was supposed to. he said, he looked at me and said, you may need me one of these days. And he said, I just walked out the door and let it go. That's that thing out right there.
He figured it out.
He didn't have it all figured.
He knew when to hold them or fold them.
Hold them or fold them. That's so funny. So everywhere we went, I don't know, wherever you go, you hear a Cass Walker story. Somebody got one about it.
One of them city police officers, of course, they got him one morning, and of course, they ended up that watchdog. He told us hanging out, them girls and stuff, these restaurants. I mean, he put a big spread. Asked his policeman, said, did you ever stop Mr. Walker and gave him a ticket? He said, you crazy? He said, you think I'm going to get that watchdog? He said, you're getting that and you're just right.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember the captain, used to be the captain over a long time ago over at Knox County. He said, boy, and I got that badge on, that uniforms, and I was ready for it. So I went out. I said, I pulled up this car and said IRS on it. And said, he's speeding. And said, I just pulled him over. And I said, you're speeding? He said, well, I'm an IRS man. And said, I was in a hurry, so I really need to be somewhere. And he said, I didn't care. I just wrote him a ticket anyhow. I said, what happened? He said, next week I had him looking down my boat, auditing me. I got owed, I don't know how many hundreds of dollars. And he said, but let me tell you the rest of the story. A few years later, I stopped somebody, and I didn't know who it was. I got him stopped and looked and said, IRS on it. And I walked up and said, I'm sorry, buddy, did I bother you? He said, no, I'm no better than nobody else. He said, I was speeding, just write me a ticket. He said, I ain't writing you nothing. Goodbye. He said, and I remember one morning, Mr. Walker come in and he was speeding, getting to one of his stores, was trying to break in on it, and they wrote him a ticket for speeding.
Oh, Lord.
Red Rector said, well, that guy'll be walking the beat. He said he won't be in no patrol car, that's for sure. But he's a sight. He had a lot of power.
Yeah.
Oh,
In his days, he had power to call the governor up and tell him what he wanted to do it. I know he did that for a fact. Told him what he wanted, I remember Roy Acuff.
He needed a fiddle player, didn't he?
Huh?
He needed a fiddle player.
Oh, yeah.
Got him out of the penitentiary.
That's what it was. He needed a fiddle player. And it's Roy Acuff's fiddle player.
Mm-hmm.
And Roy come up there and asked Mr. Walker, said, I can't get this guy out. I've tried everything. Said they won't parole him out. And he said, well, I'll get him out for you. I said, I need a fiddle player. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put him in the halfway house so he can come and play on and then go back. And he said, I'll get him out and I'll use him. He's on, I think he put him on 3-year probation, let him out on 3 year, but at the halfway after his service time. He said, it's better, Roy, that we got him out here working and paying Social Security and income tax than it is keeping him up down there in the pen. So he called the governor, and he just called up, said, this is Cass Walker, I want to speak to the governor. And he said, well, just a minute. Who'd you say, Cass Walker? Tell me it's Cass Walker. But I mean, the governor on the phone just like that. He said, you got this fiddle player, and he told him his name and everything. He said, I want him, you turn him loose and put him in the halfway house up here. Said, we don't need to be paying him his bills that he need to be paying us the income tax and Social Security. He said, he's not a criminal like that, so he just done some shady deals, and said, we'll let him serve his time up here, his 3 years. And the governor said, well, who's going to be responsible for him? I am. I'll be responsible for him. Said, he won't run from me. He'll be there if you need him. And so he got him out and said, I was there when he fired him. His time ran out.
Yeah.
He didn't like him after he got him out. He said he wasn't no count.
He wished he hadn't did it after he did it, didn't he?
Yes, if I known he was that bad, I wouldn't even got him out.
Yeah.
I left him in there, but said, I let him stay till his time run out. And then I was there when he fired him, come through that shoulder down. We don't need you anymore. That guy didn't know what he was even talking about. The next morning he come in, that guy was still there, and he said, what's he doing there? I fired him yesterday. Only said some nicer words with it.
Yeah.
That guy didn't come back no more.
I bet he didn't.
In that line right there. But, he was, it's funny. Some things, the way he did them was far out, And I remember we was playing, that Tex Clymer was still alive then, and I think Monroe and I kids who are we started going with him to these big places down Kingsford Pike and play for Claude Boone and all those, and play for about an hour. He'd get us to go play about an hour or so, or maybe 2 hours, while just off and on, while he signed his book, and there'd be a line, probably 50 people, and they'd hear the soap opera people, and be nobody lined up for them. Mr. Walker'd hear it all. I mean, I remember I took the first Walmart I took him to. They said, "Because we get him at all the Walmarts around here." And I said, "Well, I don't know. This guy's hitting close to 90, Dan."
Yeah.
I said, "We're going to have to hurry if we did." I said, "He'd wear out, but anyhow, but in places we'd take him, they'd line up, and we had everybody to play in a band, and even Luke went with us on them. Luke, I remember it. And I took him in that big black limousine, the band, and that's when Mr. Walker, he liked that. And I said, "Now, Mr. Walker, we're going to have to feed him something." He said, "Well, who's going to pay for that?" I said, "I'll pay for it, Mr. Walker." He said, "You going to pay for it?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Where are you going to take us?" And I said, "Crystal." I like them crystals. So we went in Crystal to eat. And it's so funny, though. One day I had one of them derby hats I wore when I was with Jake Butcher. And I walked in there, and he was wanting to know where's David at? Where's David at? And I said, "He's right here, Mr. Walker. Tell him come over here a minute. I need him." And I went over, and I said, he said, "Where's David at?" I thought somebody was going to bring it. I said, "I am David." I took my hat. "Oh, I didn't know what hat," he said. He told me what he wanted. Boy, he'd get out. He'd talk out. I'd take him to church, and he told him what he thought, get a group up there. It's not that bad, but he had Joyful Sound was there, and what's that girl's name? That she's kin to I can't think of her name now, but they're real good. Her and her husband's used to be on that big TV show. But anyhow, think about it, that they were real, real good. And from Nashville, boy, and they put us on the front row. Of course, you can hear a pin drop in church, and we're sitting on the front row. My goodness, that boy group bird. Now they're good, ain't they? I said, "Yeah, they're good." And then here comes Joyful Sounds out. They was right next to Lace, and put Joyful Sounds on, and he's right out loud, "Well, you know that group better than that other group." All over the church, I felt like crawling under the bench. But he told you what he thought.
Mm-hmm.
And, if you got in trouble, if he thought you was going to do better and all, people get behind you, especially if you work for him or something. But if he thought you just pushing him around a little bit, well, you done had it. I heard you say it about one of the pickers, got in trouble. And so we called Zane to get him out. And Mr. Walker, "He's too old. He knows better than that." And then he said, "Well, he's one of us. Said we got to stick together. Tell him I'll take care of it." So he did. But he had morals, and he had his lifestyle of what he believed in and what he did. And boy, I tell you what, I didn't know that he had done so much for people till I heard him at them places where we sold books that they come up and told stories on him. They told stories. I just couldn't believe the people he had helped. He helped them do things, give money, and he gave a lot of stuff he didn't want you to know about it, because he said, "Every time Dick and Harry be up there wanting something money." He just reaches bill for him, hand people money if they need it.
Yeah.
He might not hand it to them direct, but he tell them, give them some groceries and they come back near. He made sure it went.
Yeah.
And boy, he caught one bunch in there one time. They was up there on TV taking up for a burnout. Clothes, anything he got. Well, they was getting a lot of nice stuff,
Mm-hmm.
And he caught them. They was taking it to flea market and selling. There wasn't no burnout to start with. And he run them down. This is a fun story. It happened. Hal Duncan was up there and Luke. And this guy had a big idea to make a record there at the show, get all those pickers on it.
Yeah.
Make a record there. And so he was explaining it to Mr. Walker. What we're going to do, we're going to do this record and said we're going to put Cass Walker, and we can sell a bunch of them. He wasn't interested in it, so he didn't want to hear it. he said, he pulled his britches leg up and he had a muscle that looked like Charles Atlas, you know. I mean, he was just built because he walked so much. And he said, you know, I walk a lot. Said, look here. Said, feel that muscle on my leg. That guy looking at him was like, I was laughing. I mean, he come off with something, didn't he have anything to do with the records? Why he had it up and said, come here a minute, girl. Don't you wish your leg looked like that now? That big muscle. and Hal Duncan was over the recording studio. He was over there. They were going to explain to him how to do it. Hal said, boy, he got it settled straight in the net. And he never, and if he was talking about Tom Fool or something he didn't want to do, he didn't even hear you know how. Or if he did, he didn't pay no attention.
Just win one ear and out the other.
Kind of like his guys set monuments. And he was one of the guys that was with Sergeant York. He was in a bunch with Sergeant York when they captured all them Germans. And his name was Uncle Buford. Somebody maybe listening that knows Uncle Buford. Uncle Buford's a nice guy, and so he got a monument for him and his wife, and he's wanting me to set it. He definitely wanted me to set it. And they had a deal. They had to pour a concrete slab. They're going to charge a big high price. I said, if I pour it, I don't charge no extra. I got this ready mix. And what we do, we just dig the hole and put it in a ready mix and set that in there. When the ground dries, it sets right to the stone. See? But they want to pour it. They said they could get it level, and people set stones wrong. They just want the money. But I know how to set stones because they did. And we just dig it ground level, and then we level. Well, you had to level the monument, so it had to be level. And they was wanting that $100 to put that footer down. And I remember Uncle Buford, he was around there, and they said, Uncle Buford, they called him Uncle Buford too, said, we got to have $100 to pour that footer, and he never even felt like he heard them. And so I said, what are you going to do? He said, you go ahead and pour it, do it your way. And they keep talking to Uncle Buford, and one of them said, I don't believe he's hearing us. You know, he's just ignoring them.
Yeah.
I don't believe Uncle Buford's hearing too good lately. So Uncle Buford they just finally had to give up. Uncle Buford went ahead and got his money, paid me for it, and I went on my way, and he did it. And then I pulled up, this is funny too, I pulled up, had that big truck said Greystone Monuments on it. I was over at that big cemetery on Bookwalter. And that woman, she's chewing a big old wad of tobacco in her jaw. And she said, now, I want that monument. I don't want it set flat in the ground. I want you to ride it up on an angle like that so you can read it. So I said, okay, I can put it any way you want it. And I saw that guy coming. I said, if you see that guy coming out yonder, now he's going to tell you can't do that. He's going to try to make me set it flat in the ground. But see, there's already others like it, and this had a new rule. It's going to start from now on. We're going to put them flat in the ground. So I said, now you're going to have to, you and him got to get it worked out. The best man wins. I'm going to put it, whoever wins. Because boy, she got looking mean. He said, how you setting that? And I said, she's wanting it on an angle. You can't do it. Oh, he started, whoo, she let in on him. And he got through, he turned around and walked off. She said, now set it, like I said to. And I said, okay, ma'am. And so he come back, look at it. He looked at Greystone Monument, said, who owns that now? And one of the boys said, David WYSH. And he said, you know, said, I know David's daddy for years, so he's a good guy. Said, David never was worth a crap for nothing, was he? And then and one of them looked over and said, nah, I guess he wasn't too good. You know? I'll tell you something funny. We was at there still working at 12 o'clock at night, putting seats in the music barn. We had to put more seats in there when we built Newport. Next, I've told this before, but anyhow, we had this dump truck back there. We getting them chairs out. It's about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And we worked all hours. Hard to know that. I got proof of that.
Yeah.
Well, here come a boy running up the highway with an old milk jug. And Max, and I had this Indian boy, and the boy, Jeff, my boy, I call him, that was all working. And Here he come run up, and he run up to Max, and he said, I need you to run me to the top of the hill. And he said, well, I said, Max, run him up top of the hill. So Max walks up there to the edge of the highway and said, let's go, boy. They're going to run on foot. So that boy said, no, why don't you go in that truck? He said, that truck, do you have any idea who that truck belongs to? And he said, no, he said, it belongs to David WYSH. And he told what I was, how bad a hoodlum I was. And he looked over at me and said, ain't that right, sir? And I said, you got it. Old boy went on up the road with his cash in.
Oh, that makes you something else, I tell you.
It's funny. He's, you know, the one that Lester Fox liked the best.
Oh, yeah.
He ran the concession stand, and this old boy come up, and he always wanted suicide. You put a little bit of everything in it. This boy said, give me a milkshake. Back in as $1. Lester's in here one day, and we told him, give me a milkshake. That's $1. See, and that boy, he run him up a milkshake, and that boy threw down 75 cents. That's all money I got. Right. Max took his money and turned it up and drunk a fourth of it. So there's your 75 cents. Oh, that was Lester's favorite right there. He thought that was real good. But, boy, we had some times back in those days. We saw a lot of them come and go. I'm talking about things that happened, see, before the interstate, you just couldn't believe.
Yeah.
Just things like that going on. But anyhow, you've been doing some car shows, ain't you, Mike?
Done 2 this year.
Did you? Where'd you go this week?
Last week went to Union County High School. They had a big enough fair.
Was that before the...
That's before Con's show, yeah.
How'd Con do?
He did good. They
sold out?
Yep. They were real close to it. If they didn't, they got real close. They were happy.
Yeah, I figured he would.
Yeah.
Hey, he's playing Saturday up at Pigeon Forge at the.
He got put in.
Put him in the Hall of Fame. Yeah.
The inductees in that Northern music thing.
That's good.
Yeah. He called me Thursday way up late after. I couldn't talk to him on radio. He called me at night, talked to me a while.
Good.
I guess about 5 o'clock or somewhere, 4 or 5 o'clock. We talked a while. Me and him say we went to church together, and well, I've known his family.
Yeah.
Picked with him for years and years and years. And did he have a good crowd on that car show?
Yeah. Fellow I know said he got there at 8:30, and he was 200 and something, and he got his ticket. And they said there was 269 cars. And of course, I just went up there to see the cars. I took one, but I mainly went to see the cars. We left at about 1 o'clock. There ain't no telling how many cars was actually come through there.
Man, I would say that's way more than the Heavy Expo, ain't?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah,
I think
that's
so.
a lot.
Yeah.
That's
It's outside. It's a nice day and everything.
Yep.
You know, I just don't care much for them inside car shows. But that one was nice. They got a big one coming up in Sneedville, I think, next month.
Where's it going to be?
Sneedville, where Rick's at.
Yeah.
They got a big one coming up there, I think. I believe it's the 3rd weekend of
I need
next
to go
month,
to
I
that.
think it is.
Yeah, where you going to take?
I don't know. May take Red. I don't
Red?
know.
Take Big Red?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I might go to it. I might take that 40 if it's good. It's got air conditioning.
I think Saturday night they're supposed to start. They're having one at Hardy's in Maynardville every 4th Saturday, I reckon. This bunch meet up there at Hardy's in Maynardville on the 4th Saturday.
Yeah, they have very many people there.
Last year it about fizzled out, but the old boy that done it, I don't know whether he wasn't keeping up with it or what, but he said he was going to do it again this year. So hopefully, when I first started going up there a couple of years ago, it was just about a parking lot full of it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
They used to have one at Napa on the 3rd, 2nd, 1st, and the 3rd Friday nights, but last year, I don't know, I guess they decided to quit having it or what. I never did.
Yeah. They got that one. You go to, in fact, I went one year.
Middlesboro?
Yeah.
I drove at
you drove
Shay.
Yeah.
It starts back think it starts next month. It's the third Saturday night of each month in Middleborough.
Yeah.
It's a nice show. It don't cost you nothing. That's what it costs you to get up there.
Mm-hmm.
They have a nice show up there. They shut down 2.5 blocks, I think it is, inside the city.
I'll probably go.
Got a nice one.
I'm gonna try to go to it this year if I can. I like to go up and stay all night and come back the next day. In fact, I might go across that mountain, buddy. That's a mountain, man. Go across there and come out Clearfield.
Me and my wife went up to Jericho 2 years ago, I think it was, to the campground up there to visit some friends. I told her, I said, I ain't going back to interstate. This comes out somewhere or other, and we're going. And we come out in Middleborough. That's a nice drive across through there.
Boy, it is, ain't it?
Yeah.
This girl worked up there. I believe she said it took her 45 minutes or an hour to get
I don't doubt it.
from Middleborough up to where she worked.
It's a place you don't want to get no hurry at.
Now, see,
through there.
we had me and Con's uncle, Jim Brewer, we had a music show there at Clearfield.
Yeah.
A big old some kind of big hall, senior building, and we had a city citizen or something. I forget what it was. It might be Union Hall or something. We had a show there, and them curves.
Yeah.
I had a bus in, and we ran around one of them curves. You could see the back end meeting almost.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some nice curves.
I mean, that's a drive, ain't it?
It is.
And then I come through there in A model. I didn't think it'd be an hour driving up through there.
Yeah.
And so I had, I guess, about a fourth of tank of gas. Time I got on top of that mountain, I didn't hit no fourth tank. I was running low. And I said, good night. What do these people up here do for gas? And I come down there, and there's one store, had one pump, and they had all this tape around it. And I said, well, that thing don't work. I went there, and I said, y'all got gas? She said, yeah, that pump's okay. Had all that duct tape all over that thing.
Yeah.
And it was ridiculous high, something like $5 a gallon.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it cost a lot of money to get that from.
Yeah.
And I said, give me $4 or $5, maybe $20 worth, or 25 or something. And I went in this store, and they had everything. At that one store, they had a little bit of fruit stuff. They had a place there where they cooked pizzas and stuff. And then right in the middle of it, had all kinds of pipes and stuff for all kinds of water and stuff. And then they had electrical. They had a little bit of everything, but just a little bit of it.
Yeah.
And I said, you got any bananas? She said, yeah, there's some right behind you. Had about 6 bananas. I got me a banana. And it was something to see. That one girl, she's one that said it took her about right to hour to get from where she lived up there, come up that mountain.
It's a nice scenic drive if you just want to get out and go.
Yeah, that's what makes them old cars so good.
It is.
Get off on them back roads, and that little old shale, it lays right through them curves.
Yeah.
I drove that thing to Myrtle Beach back 3 times.
Yeah.
It won't race but 80. I'd run at 80.
You run at 80 wide open.
I'll tell you what, the last trip I drove it on.
That's the one you let me borrow, right?
Yeah. You when you run for mayor or something?
Yep, back in 2009.
I still got one you signed up over in my garage.
Yeah?
Lifted on the car or in the car or something. But
I have to get you one of my new ones when it's over. Put up down there.
Yeah. But anyhow, that thing, I was going to play a show in Dalton, Georgia, and I said, let's just take that Shay and we'll stay and just knock along. I went down through Chattanooga on Friday evening at 5 o'clock. I looked up in the mirror, and there's a tractor trailer right on my bumper, and she said, you better speed up. I said, it's sitting on the floor, and the 80's all it's going to do. It's right on the peg. I said, he's going to knock us somewhere if he hits a home run. But I started getting a little bit to Willie's a little bit right then. I said, if I ever get off this interstate down there here, I'm getting on another road. But I went on into Dalton coming back. I didn't get back on it. But at 5 o'clock in the evening, they was like bullets coming down through there.
Yeah.
But I've been on a lot of places and had a lot of fun with that car. I mean,
it's a nice little car to get out and ride around.
Oh, it's a riding car.
Yeah.
Talking about the campaign, how's everything? You still getting a lot of signs out, looks like.
I've got all of them out I'm going to put out. So, I've put all of them I'm going to do. I'm tired of knocking down. Tired of driving fence posts. So I'm done. That's going well, I reckon. I mean, it's.
Now, where's the district at?
It's through Clinton. City limits Clinton pretty much. Clinton, South Clinton, city limits from South Clinton up, going toward Rocky Top, up maybe toward Longmire Road and down.
Who we got over in Claxton now?
Tracy for one.
I know Tracy.
Tracy Wandale and Chad McNabb.
McNabb, is he in there now?
Yeah, Chad's in there right now.
I never meet him. I've known Tracy ever since he went in.
Yeah. Chad's a good guy too. He's a good one.
But he got somebody running against him? Or?
No, I don't think they have. You know what? Yes, they do, but I don't know the person. Hang on, I'll look. I'll pull it up and tell you. I don't know him. I heard somebody was talking about it yesterday, and asked me, and I did not know the person that was running.
Is Robert McCamey still in?
Robert's going to run again. Jerry's not running this time. I think Jerry White.
He gonna run?
No, he's not going to run.
How many times he had it?
Him and Robert have been there a long time. I don't know how. Robert's been there a while. 80s? He's been there a while.
I know Jerry had for a long time.
Yep. Jerry just.
You just don't want to run, get more.
He just decided he said he didn't know if he had another good run in him. He was going to quit while he was ahead. So I believe Jeff Pack, he owns Oak Ridge Pest Control. Yeah. Jeff's a good guy. Jeff's running he's running for Jerry's seat. So, and I'm guessing if I had to guess, just from what I hear from people, it's probably going to be Robert and Jeff that went out there. So,
yeah. What's a sight that people? It's been there, right?
It is.
Years.
It is. There's a lot of folks that come through there.
There used to be an older guy over here, stayed in for a long time. I can't think who he was, but I was over on a few meetings and hear him talk,
County Commission.
He's been there a long time. But who all's running this time? Is Road Superintendent running?
Yeah, Gary's running, but nobody's running against him.
Okay.
In fact, I think everybody's running. The mayor's running.
Sure.
All department heads, sheriff's running.
I seen him out this morning. He was walking. He wasn't running.
You're the sheriff?
Yeah. Gary, yeah.
Oh, Gary?
Yeah.
So,
we got
that long man still in this road commissioner.
Yeah.
Gary Long, yeah.
Okay,
yeah. His dad was in there.
Oh, Joe B.
Oh, Lord, yeah, Joe. He used to come every Saturday night out the barn.
Oh, every Saturday night.
They'd come every Saturday night.
Yeah, we had them. They had that big truck, and what we'd do, we had them, the PA, I had one plugged right in the cigarette lighter. We just lay the mic stands down and the speakers down because it's on big old legs. We just run in somewhere and then we'd start, and I'd sit up front and talk. Or we'd enter a vote for Joe B. Long, road superintendent. And we got over into, going down through there, we got over into Olive Springs. What's that, Roane County?
Yeah, in the edges of it.
Roane County. We got up in Roane County, and I was still hearing Joe B. Long, road superintendent. When this place gets something to drink, they said, "Wait, now he's not running road superintendent." I said, what is this? She said, "It's Roane County." I said, "He's running Anderson." I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, shoot, I just gave him another shot in the arm down here."
There you go.
Well, we got a shot in the arm on that sheriff that sheriff in Knox County. You know it?
JJ,
boy, that's good. And they love that.
Oh, the commercial.
He said he had more calls on that than anything he'd done.
We've had a lot of calls on it. Folks enjoy it.
Well, they won't know who's done it, or
just saying they like it. We've had people. I've had. I don't know how many people either call or just tell me when I see them out that they like it.
I was really glad to see they get Mr. Walker to do it.
Yeah.
What good, wasn't it?
That Cash Walker.
You've been listening to it, Aaron.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in Knox County.
I said when you made it.
Hey, one time years ago, Mr. Walker needed a commercial and he wasn't there or something. I did it for him. He didn't know we'd done it near him. And then when he was in nursing home, I said, he can't do all that writing that he needs to do. So I just looked at his signature and I wrote him one of them stampers. And I wrote it just exactly the way he wrote and give it to him. And they said down there at the assisted living where he's at, said, how'd you get him still enough to do that? And I said, he just wrote his name down, I guess. And it even passed the bank. He's stamping them books with it, you know. And I'd stamp them sometimes when he was real busy. And he said, David, give me one of them books you ain't signed. I said, this woman wants to see me do it. He was telling us that David can write just like me. He can do a commercial just like me, but he was my hero, I tell you.
Yeah.
He was a great guy. And there's some people, they either liked him or they didn't like him. That's about the way it went. But if you check back, and I'm not saying this is for everybody, but if you check back, the one that didn't like him, lots of times their trail wasn't too straight. And because he was a guy, the OG. I'll tell you something I could never figure out, and I got to think about it here a while back. He'd tell you I'll see you Monday morning over to Clinton Highway store. We're going to go somewhere, and let's leave at 9 o'clock. I'd go over at 10 minutes till 9. He'd done been there back there doing some work. He'd come to that store, and never one time did he ever call me up and cancel it and say something else has come up? Not one time.
Yeah.
I don't know how he did that. He must have put it in his mind, and everybody don't mess with him, I guess.
Yeah.
Because me and David's going to do something.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes we'd be on TV and he'd say, David, play right quick. And I'd get up and play, and he'd come over. Well, the reason he did that, we got to go Kentucky or Virginia. And I'm going to turn it over to the boys because we got a hen on a nest up there. He'd say or something. And we'd take off right in the middle of the show, and he'd tell them bye. We'll see you see us, and he'd go on out the door. We'd take off. But I tell you, that's one of the greatest fun times of my life, getting to drive for him and hear him and tell how to do things. And he was the smartest man I ever met in my life.
Raymond Phillips, that's Raymond Neal Phillips. That's who's running. Tracy's running as an independent. Chad's running as a Republican. And
What's
Chad,
he running for?
County Commission in your district. Chad McNabb is the commissioner now, and he and Raymond Neal Phillips are running for the Republican nomination. And then whoever wins that will be one of your commissioners, because most likely. And then Tracy is running as an independent, but you won't be able to vote for him until August in the general.
Yes,
The primary in May and the general in
the
August.
Republican primary.
Republican primary is May 5th. And in a lot of the districts, like in District 2, there is nobody else except the Republicans running there. Me and Foster and Palmer, as three of us are running. In District 2, we're all Republicans. So whichever two of the Republicans win will win the general, because nobody's running against us. And then up in District 3, which is up toward Andersonville, Shannon Gray is running as a Republican against Shelley Vandergriff as the incumbent up there. In District 5, where we were talking about Robert and Jeff, they're Robert, Jeff Pack, Karen Martin Parton, and Barbara Vickery are all running for the Republican nomination there as Republicans. And we'll see who two of those folks will be nominated. And in District 6, that's down Oak Ridge, Anthony Allen and Aaron Wells are running for the Republican nomination. And District 7, also down toward Oak Ridge, Saber Beauchamp and Nathan Mullins are running for the Republican nominations. District 8, Terrell Cook, Judge Layton, and Emily Wallace are running for the Republican nominations. So there you go.
The first election is going to be the primary.
The first one is the primary. Most of these will be unopposed in the general. So whoever wins the primaries will be elected.
When's the big election for
August? It'll be in August. Hang on a second. I'll tell you exactly when it'll be.
In Knox County, when does the primary end?
Same. They're all the same across the state.
They go to what, 10th?
May 5th.
Huh?
May 5th.
May 5th.
Yeah, that's when they will vote in the primary.
That's when they vote for primary.
Yes, sir. Let's see here. Yeah, May 5th is the primary, and then the general will be August. I'm trying to find the date of the general, but I don't have that date right on me. But it'll be in August.
So May 5th, they got all April to campaign.
They got all April, and early voting, I think, runs April 15th through the 30th. And then I believe that's what the dates are.
It starts when first?
April 15th.
Oh, April 15th.
Through the 30th. Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. I don't keep up this. I'm not one to decorate costumes. They've been trying 2 or 3 things back this years ago. They said, won't you run? I said, I'd rather run from this too. I said, I just ain't in politics. I picked for, one year they had over here, I picked for 3 sheriffs and 2 or 3 road superintendents. I picked for all of them. And I told them, I said, now I'm not into politics. That's where I make my living, playing music. I said, but boy, we done a lot of shows for politicians. Man, Jake Butcher said, David, you played every county for me one year. And some of them times over.
Sometimes 3 times a day.
Yeah.
95 counties.
Yeah.
It was.
I've done lots of 3 or 4 shows a day. We'd go on a racetrack, and we wouldn't play long, maybe 15, 20 minutes. They'd make some speeches, and away we go somewhere. They were a little bit uncertain the way they laid them out. I had left Memphis that morning, and play that night at Chattanooga or something, it was laid out a little bit. And we had, of course, they flew in airplanes, and they'd asked me to fly, and I said, you might not sound good when you get there, because I got to make sure that PA stuff's right. I had 2 PA heads stacked in case one of them went out. 30 seconds, I could change to that time. I could have a mic and 2 speakers changed. Never got one squeal on the whole show. Of course, I specialized in PAs. We was playing for Chet one time, and Chet Atkins, and a bunch of them, and Kitty Wells and them was singing, her and her husband, and see, that's her son in McHale's Navy, Bobby Wright, Jim and Johnny Wright is her husband, and used to be Johnny and Jack way back years ago. A lot of people didn't know that, but anyhow, I had 2 microphones in one in each side of my hip pocket, and the ball fell off that one. Just as Chet took a break, and I looked at the PA man, he saw what I had and turned it off. Didn't even get a pop or crack in the head to it. He got through, he said, these boys are faster than the Grand Ole Opry. But I always liked that. I hated bad PA system. It just break you, ruins you.
Yeah.
And it makes you or breaks you.
Yep.
No, you didn't get squealed at the barn either.
No. No. No, I like that. I like for it to be good. Someone.
Of course, he tickled me. Some of them, especially when the girls sang at theirs. I need to be turned up. They can't hear me or something. Wouldn't even touch it. And she said, how's that? Oh, that's right there now.
That's good. That's good. But give me just a little bit more. I said, now,
all up here, I reckon.
Give me just a little bit more. I said, okay, I'd like to have a little more reverb. Okay, now, I mean, it's going up fast. 1/2 notch. How's that? That's good right there. So I wanted it right for you, but
well, another fella out there used to hit on it. Oh, that sound, you know.
There's a group come in, Red and Fred and all of them left the Cas Walker show, and they went with Grandpa Jones, and, they need a break, and Mr. Walker just called George and got the Bird family. It was a real good group. And then the only one they kept was Honey Wiles. And they called me. They brought a banjo picker with them. And they said he was superstitious. If a black cat ran in front of him, he'd run to the back of the bus, sit down, and he whispered. And he shut his eyes, and he whispered about stuff all the time. And, of course, I didn't understand that, because I didn't believe in ghosts and all that kind of ESP and all that kind of stuff. So he was, some way they let him go, and he hired me to play when I could. I was a violin buster too, so I couldn't play a whole lot with him. I played some with him, but he would come in and get banjo strings, and he'd hold it up, and shut his eyes, and talk. He'd talk to it and rub it. He said he could tell what gauge it was by feeling of it. Well, I ain't never been able to feel a gauge and tell you what it is. 8, 9, or 10.
I can't.
And so what I do?
Could he? Was he able to really do it?
Well, what I do, I think. When he laid it down, quit whispering, I'd move it over and put another in there. And he'd say, this is it right here. When he laid down, he thought it's still it. He'd get up and whisper, that's it right there. And he'd whisper again. And when he whispers first time, I leaned over here. This boy come in and he said he could tell the difference from microphones. I said, I've got SM58s, that's for sure. And I said, I've got one from with so B. C. Richards and all, David and Hanser. I said, I've got them. I said, now I'm using the OMEs come from David and Hanser. They're just as good a mic, but they're half price. And, get them tore up, beat up. What?
Yeah.
Oh, he said, they ain't no good. I said, well, let's go back there and see. I said, and what we're going to do, I'm going to hook a PA system up. And I'm going to set them both at the very same. And I'm going to keep your buddy in here with me. I'm going to send you back there in the kitchen. They're going to be set on the same volume. And I'm going to let you listen to them and tell me which one. And he got the first one, he said, I said, listen to this one. This is number 1. The next will be number 2. Now, which is that? He said, that's a cheap one. And I said, man, he's good, ain't he? I said, okay, let's try number 2. That's the good one. It's the same one. And so he started mixing. He never hit a one of them. And he come in there and said, I got him, didn't that guy said, you don't know, what he said. You couldn't tell nothing. He said, you never did get it. Even when you did get the good and you said it's a bad, and he said, you don't know nothing about microphone. His face turned red. And another guy come in, he hit 1 or 2, and he said, ain't nothing wrong with my hearing, it's something else, he said. It's hard to do. I want to tell you something was pulled on us, and you was there. When you up at Rick's when we had the big Christmas party, New Year's Eve party.
That's New Year's Eve party.
Yeah, okay. What he done, he took 4 drinks, Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, RC Cola.
And just
yeah.
No-name cola to say.
No-name, IGA or whoever.
Yeah, something like that.
One of the colas from that store. And he had them wrote down, and you're supposed to drink it. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. He said, now, I doubt if any of you can get it. I missed it all. I took a swig, and I said, it's Coca-Cola. And it was Pepsi or something else. I know I could tell it.
I think the no-name tasted better than any of it.
He may have put all the same in the bottles.
He could have.
Rick's he's pretty. No, I don't know what he done, but I did tell him I tasted Pepsi, and, I always could tell Pepsi, I thought. Yeah. But Pepsi got a little more taste to the rest of them. But I missed, and they said, now, write down what number 1 is. You write on your paper and your pad. Give everybody a pad and a pencil. Coca-Cola. Yeah. It wasn't hard nobody got in it, was he?
Well, nobody got that.
And then he went to Diet Coke and done the same thing. We missed it. I never saw nothing like it. I just embarrassed and tell him it's bad idea.
He swore that was he didn't do no funny stuff with it.
He probably didn't, because
you know.
But he told us we couldn't do it. He said, you can't tell the difference. You think you can, but you can't.
Yeah.
But boy, he was right, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
You just like my uncle said about getting married. He said, they said, how do you get a good wife, Uncle Ab? And he said, just shut your eyes and grab it. Oh, I know. So that way them Coca-Cola, shut your eyes and grab it.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Well, it happened a while ago. Just a few minutes, we stopped over at Hardy's. I said, this next one, give me some Dr. Pepper. He said, that's what you just drunk.
Now, I can tell Dr. Pepper from Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I can too.
Well, I was busy talking and eating it.
So I don't know. But,
Dr. Pepper and root beer, I never could stand the taste of it. I never could. No.
But it's a lot of it is mindset.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, see, I wasn't paying any attention to what I was drinking because I was talking real quick. And see, this is what I got right here now.
But a lot of it is mindset. We get it in our mind that it's got to have this label on it or that label on it.
Mm-hmm.
Makes it taste better. Sometimes it does, and sometimes it don't.
Then I have some water in it. I can't tell what it is now.
Yeah.
It tastes to me like it. I went to the doctor a while back, and the nurse put you in there. She said, how you doing? And I said, I'm still weak. And she said, you're weak? I said, I'm as weak as a penny pack Kool-Aid and 10-gallon water. She hadn't heard that. She said, that's weak.
That's weak.
But anyhow, I got a special shirt on today, Ron. This was Zane Daniels.
That was Zane's sweater, wasn't it? Yeah.
Creed is supposed to meet us today, if everything goes well, about 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock.
That's good.
Supposed to come down and see us, and I told Howard he's all hipped up. I guess it's Monday, wasn't it? He called me.
You called him.
Was it Tuesday?
You called him Monday.
He called me Tuesday.
And he probably called you Tuesday.
Tuesday, and he's all hipped up. In fact, they're having a golf tournament. Want me to play it right? Connor be there doing it. He's part of it, you know. He sung with us last year.
Yeah.
Won't we do it? And we got the 23rd of May, we got a big car show out there at Powell. That's going to be a good one out there. They give away a lot of prizes.
Oh, yeah.
They think they really sponsor it good. And so we just got a few shows I'd already planned them, given them dates on last year, and I forgot about them. But I was trying to retire, but I'm doing pretty good at it. I ain't doing Wild Wings yet. Have it every month.
I believe it when I see it.
I've cut back on a bunch of them.
I know. Cut back is the word. There's the word. I'll take cut back. I don't know if that retire word is.
If it fits you. I wasn't going to play any, and I got that woman. I done promised her last year. You can do next year's one, yeah. And she called me up, and told me, so I'm going to tell you the date on that show. So I didn't have nothing to say on that. And then the golf tournament, they call them Talk Pitiful.
I told him one day.
And I felt a little weak.
You fell for it.
You know, he told Ron, me and Ron was on radio, and he said, I'm cutting back, Ron. I said, yeah, you just cut 4 to 200 get dark.
Yeah.
He cut back all right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you right now, if you'd like to have a good set of drums, and he comes out of it, he's got them all.
Well, he does.
Anthony Lay's running it. And as he got the merchandise, he's got name brand stuff. Martin's running that street. I guess he's got every good Martin that there are, just about.
Yeah.
From D45 down.
Yeah.
And he's got Ovation. He just took Ovation, Applause. And he's got Fender, Gretsch, Charvel, Jackson. I don't know how many dealerships he got.
You got some nice Martin.
Oh, we got some new amps. We got a new model amp out.
Yeah.
Well, it's an old company, but I never did hear of it. And he got them started selling them like hotcake.
You got them orange amps?
Yeah, orange and red. Boy, they were powerful little things.
And he's got some nice Fender, high-end Fender, basses and electrics both in there.
And
I seen this morning where he got Eastman Mammon back in stock.
yeah, he got Eastman's in Kentucky and another or two. He's got.
Well, that's Scott. He's got working for him out there. Man, he can set them guitars up, man. I mean, A1.
Yeah. He's got a good setup over there now.
Yeah.
But he's got brand names of drums I didn't even know they had.
Oh, yeah. He's got
I didn't know
tons
this.
of drums.
He's got a drum store. Of course, now he had a drum store before he come out.
Mm-hmm.
He was shipping them everywhere, but he's got some really good stuff over there. He's got a lot of stuff, and a good feller to deal with. You know,
Yep.
he meets you at the door and introduces himself. And he's really selling the stuff now. You go on Saturday, so saying he can't hardly strum a stick because he's got them in there.
Good.
But come over and see him and check everything out. And remember, it's a ways off. It's the 23rd, I believe, is the car show went. 23rd of May.
I don't remember what it was.
23rd of May. It's on Saturday, I think that's right. And 21st, if we have to, we'll be doing that golf tournament. And Con will be there singing with us probably. And it's going to be a good thing. I guess that's what's the 21st. Saturday's 23rd. It'll be about Thursday night, won't it?
What's that on May?
Yeah.
21st, yeah, it'll be Thursday.
Yes, Thursday. I think that's what night it's always on. And I guess we'll be doing Clinton Fire because Fire Stevens said he wanted me to do it till he died. Somebody don't kill him between now and then.
I believe he'll be all right.
He said, he shook hands. I asked him one year, I said, am I planning a fire next year? He said, now, Dave, come here a minute. Give him your hand. If I die first, you can quit. If you die first, I'm quitting. So now don't call me more about the fire. Just be there.
Just be there, ready to go.
He called me every once in a while and talked to me. I just passed you and I thought about you. And I said, I better call you and talk to you, man. He's something else.
He's a good one.
That fire is. I mean, he's the grizzly, ain't he?
He is.
You know, we just got ready to close out. I guess we better tell him be sure and come outside of it. We got the double neck Martin then. That's the first time.
Oh, wow.
It's a 6-string and a 12-string. 2 Martins in one. It's something to see.
That is something to see.
One. Very few of them out as yet. And the blue ones, we got them. They don't make very many of them. Probably about out of them now. And we'll tell everybody to remember Tony Thomas. He had a stroke.
Oh,
he's
Lord.
doing better, they say, at the hospital. Nurse, what the end
Rehab, I guess, maybe.
Rehab, yeah.
Okay.
He's getting his rehab.
I didn't know Tony had a heart attack.
He's been real sick.
Stroke. Was it a stroke or a heart attack?
Stroke.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
He's at one of the top people in this whole country.
Yep.
He worked at Sodaville for many, many years. We never had a cross word. He always done his part. He always played and sung and had more students you shake a stick at. He's taught a lot of people. He taught some people stars that went on and done it. And he is, I think he's sending cards over. I need to find out where he's at exactly, and they will know.
Patricia Neal, I think, where he's at.
Okay.
Or he was, I think.
I think he can go sing too. But he's a great guy. Boy, he wrote some good songs too.
Well, he's
He wrote
good.
some big stuff.
Tony's a good musician.
Oh,
wow.
yeah.
Good singer.
He lives down on the
Well,
river now.
Is he?
Oh, he got a big nice home down on the river.
Good.
Oh, you can just walk right out of his yard, start fishing, get water that deep, however deep it is out there in the middle.
Yeah.
And he's got a beautiful home, nice place. And he bought about 20 Martins, I guess.
Lord have
Got
mercy.
stock the Martins.
He's got
I guess
he's got plenty.
I kind of felt or smelled a mouse. He might be fixing to open up a store. That's what I thought about Ronnie.
I could.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody the other day. They were talking about musical instruments, and I said, well, I've got anything you want at the house, I reckon. And my son said, you don't have a banjo. I said, I don't. That's one thing I don't have. I got a fiddle and harmonica and every guitar you can talk about, drums, grand piano, baby grand piano.
Well, good pianos, wasn't they?
Yeah, good piano. I still play it. I mean, how long have I had that? 30 years? At least. 35 years.
Probably about 30 years.
Yeah. I've had it a long. I had that piano before I had a house. I kept it stored in the closet in there. Remember, it came in a box, big old box.
Yeah.
I kept it stored back there till I bought my house in '99, my first house. I lived upstairs. I couldn't get that thing upstairs.
Well, it took two strong men to load them things.
You know, I had that one upstairs at my house when I first got it from you. Or, well, when I first moved to my new house. I had it in my old house, but I put it upstairs when I moved to the house I'm at now in 2006. And one night I decided I was going to take that thing downstairs, and I thought, I can do this. And I got it turned up on its side, right? And I put it on a rug. And I took the legs off, and I pulled the rug. You know what I mean? So you could move it that way.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought, I'll just walk this down the steps.
It walked with you?
It walked with me. I believe I walked with it, if truth be told. Luckily, my steps curve, you know. And so I started down and with, pulling it down, and it pushed me. I didn't fall. It's a wonder I didn't fall, but I didn't. But it pinned me against the rail and against the wall in the curve. If it hadn't, I guess I don't know, it would have probably went crashing to the ground.
You wouldn't have had no baby grand.
I wouldn't have had no baby grand, but it pinned me enough that I could get my footing and get it on down to the ground.
Yeah.
And it was probably about 10 o'clock at night.
I was over at...
I'll never do that again.
I was at Knoxville a couple of years ago, I guess. I mean, it was about 2 years ago, I guess, when I broke my hip, or whenever it was. But I said, I can't get on that stage. You know, that stage is probably, 4 feet, 5 feet high, 4 feet at least, maybe 5. Several steps. Barney said, don't worry about it. I'll get some boys to take you up there. And he got 2 big old roadbusters coming there. One grabbed the bottom of that wheelchair, and the other grabbed a handle, and they run up it. Just run up it. When they started back down, that one boy said, now listen, we're going to go down. Said, I like fell on him coming up here. Said, we're going to go down one step at a time. He said, we ain't going to do that. Said, we'll hurt him. And they went down, and it's taking one step at a time. I said, one step at a time, sweet Jesus. And that black boy said, amen to that.
They got you down, though.
Anywhere I went to play, I played a lot of places, man. I couldn't when I was in a wheelchair.
They just wheeled you in and wheeled you out.
Oh, yeah. We'd go to Wild Wings. I said, I need up on the stage, boy. They'd grab me 3 or 4 of them, wouldn't throw me up there. They'd pitch me up like a ball.
Yeah.
I'd sit there and do a show, come back down.
You can't beat that.
Somebody called him.
That's Nashville, I reckon.
I don't know about this thing being
Mm-hmm.
But anyhow, there you go. Whew, trying to get it cut off. We've had a lot of fun picking different places and places we go and things we do. But anyhow, we hope we got some more we can do. And some car shows go too, don't we? Mike is a real good. He's surprising me, antique car mechanic.
Well, yeah.
He believes. Well, I think one thing makes him so good, he loves them.
That's it.
They're from his heart, and he
That's
loves
when
them.
they made him that you could work on.
Yeah.
It's their
Yeah.
favorite
Go grab
kind.
one today.
This part replacement.
I didn't know he was that good.
You had him on it earlier, huh?
I'm glad he.
I'd had him bound up years ago, if I know that.
Yeah.
Lord, if I took any of all them cars I had 28 at one time. We could have made some money on some things. He could fix them. Say, so, what it is, it costs so much to get them fixed.
Yeah.
You take them somewhere, and they don't know how to fix them, and you get somebody.
Yep.
Time you pay 3 bills, you got too much in it.
Yeah.
But anyhow, we've had a good time today. I hope everybody else has had a good time. As Mr. Walker said, we'll see you. Hope you see us. And remember all the good sayings we always have. Learn to get along with each other today. for tomorrow you may be together forever. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to AM 1380 WYSH and Ask Your Neighbor. Make sure you tune in at 10 a.m. each day, Monday through Friday, right here on AM 1380 WYSH and BBB TV 12. Or listen live online at WYSHradio.com. And remember, if you have a question, comment, or problem, call in tomorrow and ask your neighbor. Or email from our website. It's Ask Your Neighbor. Thanks for listening.
Don't be fooled by insurance companies telling you where you have to get your prescriptions filled. Anderson